Hello, welcome to Fair Lady of the Lock Tarot. Thank you for joining me. Today we will be using the Knight of Cups to ask a multitude of questions regarding love in motion. Okay, so whether that's self-love, familial love, platonic friendship love, or romantic love. So all of the themes about today will be love in motion. Okay. Um, and then if there's any sort of emotional loving mission that we should be on, a quest of some kind, um, or anything like that, we'll leave it open to those as well, those other energies of the Knight of Cups. Pile number 1 is the Universal Celtic Tarot with Manon McLear there on the Kelpie. And this is paired with raw Amazonite, blueberry fluorite, and these two beautiful ammonite pieces. Okay. Pile number 2 is the Everyday Witch Tarot with the sphalerite. Look at those beautiful sparkles. I mean, my goodness. It's like nature's disco ball. The pink flower agate and the pink amethyst. Pile number 3 is the Steampunk Tarot with the beautiful garden quartz, the green apophyllite, and the crazy lace agate. And pile number 4 is the Rider Tarot with the yellow calcite, the celestite, and the Shiva eye shells. Okay, so use your intuition and pick whatever pile or piles are calling to you, and we'll see you in your readings. If you chose pile number 1 with the Universal Celtic Tarot, the raw Amazonite slab, the blueberry fluorite specimen, and these beautiful ammonite fossils, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both uprights as well as reversals, allowing the cards to fall where they may. I read intuitively as well as the definitions. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Knight of Cups to ask what love energy is in motion in your life. Okay, and if there are any emotional quests or missions that you should be on, we'll also leave it open for that as well. Questing for that internal holy grail, so to speak. Very Arthurian, this particular card in the tarot. And there was something about these that may come into play, so we're going to just put those as clarifiers over there. All right, now this may be a longer one. We will find out. Sorry about that if it is. But we get the messages we need. This particular reading starts out with the Three of Swords. So, this is someone who has experienced some sort of pain, loss, sorrow, okay? That is the foundation, cornerstone of the energy of this reading. But it isn't the only thing that is the foundation, cornerstone, anchor of the reading. It's followed by this Chariot. And you know what these two combine to tell me right off the bat about your reading is that you are moving on from this energy. You have either already done so and this is your past, or you were in this and you were about to move on from it in a very balanced way. You were coming to terms with the light and the dark within yourself. You're balancing your masculine and your feminine energies, your yin and your yang, right? And you are moving forward boldly with courage and with purpose. And that forward motion is really bringing about a prosperous stability and grounding in your life. It's really changing your inner space and your outer space. It's changing your health, your wealth, your household. I mean, this is truly fantastic. And you've awakened a new sense of childlike wonder within yourself. And the people in your sphere are noticing. They are absolutely noticing. You have been so patient and impatient. I mean, we all have a balance of both, right? But you have been patient, right? You have been patient. In your shadow work, you've been diligent. And look at that beautiful, outstanding power that you are coming to terms with from within yourself. Balancing the elements, balancing what is above and what is below, balancing what is within and without. I mean, this is extraordinary feminine power at its finest with this card. And it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine as far as, gender or sex or identification in this particular case. It really doesn't. Your reading is representing both very strongly, very equally, beautiful, powerful balance. And this is an extraordinary thing to have accomplished. You have much to be proud of. You should very much be proud of yourself and what you have done and what you are about to do. Because all of this that you have been through is bringing about a new beginning, right? And it definitely has that energy of walking on sunshine, right? Just outstanding. So those of you that have been going through the shadow work, we've journeyed through the hearts, we've journeyed with the cups. Before that, we journeyed through the wands and the major arcana. And we really have been putting in that shadow work. And it is bringing about a whole new perspective on life, filled with childlike wonder, even glee. And yes, I do mean glee. I know it's not a word that we use very often outside of maybe musicals, but it is a certain kind of joy. It's just like giddy, right? And this kind of a change is kind of a transformation. It tears down the old structures that do not serve us, right? It tears down and takes away and removes anything that will not allow us to thrive in this new environment, in this new life. It gets rid of all the old stagnant energy, and it brings in this new electrifying energy that transforms your entire being and your entire existence. And you are glowing, I mean absolutely glowing with your own personal power, okay? The Nine of Pentacles here, this is independence, this is abundance, this is power in the material world at its finest, channeled, manifested through spiritual power and balance, purity of intention. This is extraordinary. And I have to say, there is a tarot reader on YouTube that I watch sometimes, and she had a video the other night that came out of her becoming a best-selling author, and she was being photographed and interviewed, and this was her in that moment. She was shining with a bright light that was so exquisite, so radiant, so atomic in its arc beauty, that I spent the rest of the night smiling. I was just so excited for her. I was just so happy for her that I laid there awake, unable to sleep with excitement for this beautiful thing that she was experiencing. And I just laid there and I smiled. And I was smiling when I woke up the next morning. And, that joy, it was transformative. And not only was it touching her life, but it was touching everyone else that she came into contact with. And that was exquisite. Her radiant light, her radiant energy was affecting me clear across the world. Okay? If you have not checked her out, it's Julie Poole. She's from England, and she does readings, and she writes books about manifestation. Okay? If you haven't checked her out, she is definitely worth a check out. And if you find the video I'm talking about, and the background music was Ordinary by Alex Warren. It's so uplifting, okay? I strongly encourage you to find it and search it up, because it's just transformative in its energy. Seeing someone succeed like that, seeing someone glow like that is just a beautiful, transformative experience. And when you experience this sort of energy for yourself, it brings about a complete change, a death of the old person, the old way, and the birth of a new, right? And in this, they want you to know you're never alone. The spirits of nature, the ancestors, the divine, we're surrounded. We're never alone. They're always there, okay? And if you need help, you just ask, right? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is not yet, right? But it helps to know that you're not alone. Also, having a community partnership is such an important part of the growth experience. Because, you do all this work on yourself, but if it's only ever done in a vacuum, if it's only ever done in hermit mode, and it does not present itself out into the world, it's not truly tested. It's not really shown its mettle. And while you need to do what you need to do for yourself, okay, go into that internal space, do that shadow work, go into that hermit mode for, what you need to do, all right? But don't close off your heart chakra. See that glowing acorn there over his heart chakra? While you're going through this change and this transformation, remember to keep your heart chakra open, loving and receiving and open, okay? While you are freeing yourself from the constraints of the mind, gaining new wisdom, new knowledge, new intuition, new perspective, okay? Don't lose sight of how beautiful you are, how intelligent you are. Do not lose sight of your own personal power, okay? Because while we may go through the process of breaking down old habits, old ways that don't serve us, we need to remember that we are also building ourselves up by doing so, okay? And the Emperor here is an Aries power card, and it is the masculine divine energy, okay? It is that King of Kings energy, right? That the sun literally rises and sets within his sphere, okay? And this is you. This is you. And it's very tied in with this King of Pentacles energy that we're seeing right there. Very, very tied into that grounded, beautiful, personal power energy. And we have the Knight of Cups, the very card that drew us into this pile. And so in this particular pile, the love energy that is flowing and moving is your love of self. Okay? Your spiritual self, your emotional self, your physical self, your mental self, all of the selves. Okay? motion in all of the selves. Through that shadow work, through that walking by faith, walking in hope, walking in the belief, knowing that on the other side of all of this, you will come out brighter and better for it. Okay? And that brings about an entirely new way of thinking about yourself, about the world, about your experience in it. You know, and there is a worthiness that you finally come to realize. And once again, there's that Arthurian feeling here with that sword in the stone. Only he who is worthy, only she who is worthy may pull the sword from the stone, right? And shadow work is about realizing that you are worthy. You are enough. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are strong. Okay? And with that, there's a whole new beginning of flow and movement in the energy of your material world as well, in your health, in your wealth, in your household. Okay? The tangible things of the world that you can touch. This is strong manifestation energy, okay? And in this, I'm also getting passion. With that red dragon, strength, courage, passion is coming through there very strongly. So your root chakra for me is coming through loud and clear here, and your sacral chakra as well. I'm also getting some solar plexus chakra energy. But the root of your passion, your solar and your root chakras. Your sacral and your root chakras. Although it's coming through with that sacral. Here, I can't talk today apparently. That solar plexus chakra. Someone here is still working on that sense of self. Okay? So for that, when you are working on that, meditating with Amber on your solar plexus chakra. Okay? That is an excellent one for that when you're aligning your chakras and you're using crystals to do that. Okay, that amber really brings that sun quality to the solar plexus. And with your sacral, sunstone is a great one for that as well. I don't have it over here with me. Citrine also works for the solar plexus and sacral chakras. And then with your root chakra, I recommend using whatever speaks to your passion the most, okay? So, because in this energy, I am seeing you being grounded. Your roots are grounded in your passion, your courage, your strength, okay? So a red tiger's eye, perhaps, okay? A fire quartz. I've got a fire quartz over there. It's almost entirely red. That would be a good one. Red burgundy, red wine quartz, a good one. Passion, okay. While the sacral is the one that's usually associated with passion, as far as when you have official definitions, the root that that deals with your security and your sense of security. I am getting strongly that your sacral and root are so intertwined with one another, and your passions are so intertwined with your life and purpose and destiny. It's just really coming through strongly here. Okay, so those three lower chakras, I am definitely getting that they need some alignment for you. Okay, it may be that you've had a time of sexual inactivity, or not following your true passion, stifling passion, that sort of thing. So doing some alignment practices, okay, would be a really healthy start to that, okay? If you want more recommendations on crystals for chakra alignments like earth, crown, third eye, throat, heart, you just let me know, because I've got a bunch of crystals that I can show you that are great, and ones that I use personally that I have found the most success with, okay? So you just let me know what you need, and I will do what I can to assist you in that. But I am definitely getting motion of energy in that area for you next, okay? Because when you awaken all of this other stuff, you get it worked out, you get it sorted out, you get it aligned, then your passion, that passion wants to be aligned as well. So strong here. And with the world, we have completion, harmony, and fulfillment. Everything that you are working so hard for will come to fruition and will reap great rewards. And once again, we've got the Aries energy coming through there with the ram there at the top. Okay. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is one of the things that came out after here. And I'm just going to put a line of these guys down here. With this completion, I really do feel like that was a good, strong ending usually, but they've got a few more things to say to you on the spiritual end of things and what lies ahead for you in the future once you have gotten to this love of self energy and you've gotten through that, okay? So fate and destiny, Wheel of Fortune, very abundant, very pregnant energy here with Bridget, okay? So I am getting here a message about working with animals could be of benefit to you. Someone here may be going to have a child. Observing the holidays of the Wheel of the Year may be of benefit to you in your spiritual life and keeping with that childlike joy. Okay? So whatever spiritual or religious beliefs that you adhere to, the holidays, the Wheel of the Year, however that incorporates for you. Okay? But once again, that passion coming through there. That's a driving factor. Once everything else is aligned, that is going to demand to be aligned as well, and that is coming through strong there. The Two of Wands, we have the celebration of Imbolc, the return of the light. We were just talking about the Wheel of the Year and the holidays, and Imbolc is in February, at the beginning of February. A good time to make candles, dairy products, that sort of thing. Also associated with Bridget. So you have two Bridget cards here. So for those of you who are looking for a goddess or a patron saint to work with, it's looking like Bridget might be a good choice for you, okay? And for those of you that have animals and you love your animals and there's something there where you are needing a little assistance, a little help, with that, burning a brown candle with prayer and intention towards animals, their health, their well-being, that sort of thing, okay, can be of assistance. Also, a Bridget's cross hung by or above or near or on a door where your domestic animals come in and out of, okay, that might be of some benefit for those of you that is a concern in your life. I'm also getting artistic endeavors here would be very beneficial to you, okay, channeling your creativity. This is also giving off Wicker Man vibes. I'm getting a message about something about a pregnant woman going around and touching the plants in an orchard to bring about a blessing of fruitfulness and abundance. Sharing your energy with nature like that, grounded in a grounded way, may be also of benefit to you. Okay. Now, the Eight of Pentacles. This is you mastering a new skill, mastering a new craft, or something that you've been doing, but you are gaining a higher level of understanding on, okay, a higher level of skill. For some of you, that is water related. For some of you, that is earth related. Health, wealth, household coming through. Some of you, it's intellect, okay. Some of you, it is mental flexibility, a turn of humor, something like that with the fox there. But you're working, that is the main gist here. You are working towards a positive transformation. Even though after you've gone through all this, you are going to see these positive transformations in all other aspects of your life. And with the Knight of Swords, this is showing that energy flowing from the mind and you leaving behind anything in a religious dogma that doesn't serve you, and pursuing your own spiritual path, okay, with the blessing of the All Father and the All Mother represented by the three cranes, and the All Father represented by the three horns here. Okay. I am also getting the message that for some of you, you will be looking into your ancestry and finding out some really interesting things there that will help you to understand more about yourself and your power in this lifetime. And emotional fulfillment, emotional balance, solidity and stability within oneself, the land of milk and honey. Okay? This is what lies ahead for you. This is where you will be. This is you. It is beautiful, isn't it? Just beautiful. I'm getting that some of you may benefit from a grounding meditation out underneath a tree or in a tree. Great Meditations has one specifically that taps into grounding using what they call grandfather tree, but you can also use grandmother, whichever one calls to you the most. I know for a lot of us that watched Pocahontas growing up, it's grandmother willow, or something like that, right? But you do what calls to you, okay? And once again, that is backed up here with Lady Justice in the tree, okay? But not only with all of this emotional flow for self-love that we've seen all throughout here, okay? We also see you making a choice in your love life, all right? To where you only allow with those in your sphere who are worthy of you, right? You learned about being worthy in this journey, and now you are going to apply it to your relationships, whether that is in business, whether they don't pay you enough, they don't respect you enough as they should, whether this is in family or friendships, but most assuredly in the romantic sphere is coming through. You will be making decisions, you will be balancing and weighing what is your best choice. And not everyone is going to measure up. And that does not mean that they won't be worthy of someone. That is not what that means at all. But they are not compatible with the journey that you are on at this time. Okay? Sometimes people come into our lives for a season, for a reason, for a lesson. Okay? And then they are meant to go on to learn other lessons, and you learn other lessons, okay? Sometimes relationships aren't meant to be for forever. They're just meant to be for a little while. I also see with the Two of Pentacles, you balancing your energies, not allowing energy vampires to take advantage of you, guarding and protecting yourself. You will be learning how to wield your power, learning how to protect yourself. I'm also getting you will be learning how to balance money and income, because you will be getting an influx of wealth. You're balancing your health and making good choices there with what you eat, you drink, exercise. But I'm also getting that you will be taking on a mentor, and then someday you, if not already, having gone through this, will be a mentor yourself. Mother Maiden Crone energy is coming through strongly with this one. I'm seeing Bridget, I am seeing the Morgan, and I am seeing the Kaliak here in this card. Okay, and now with the Page of Wands, this leads you to becoming a student of your own spiritual power. Okay, so you've learned you have it. You've learned you've got gifts. You've learned that you can wield a certain amount of power here. Now you will be learning how to amplify it, how to use it to its best and brightest purpose. And getting very, very strongly here that the ancestors will be helping and guiding you through this entire experience. And you will be able to tap into ancestral power for generations. And I'm not just talking about your bloodline. I'm also talking about your soul line. Okay? Immense, immense power. And once again, that passion coming through strong. Some of you may work with magical energies that deal with sexual passion. Okay? That is coming through for some of you. That may not be so for all of you, but it is coming through for some of you. Okay? And there's a wound there that needs to be healed, whether it was people's judgment of you and how you presented that in the world. There's something there that needs to be let go of and healed from. Okay? Because it is part of you. It is part of your personal power. It is part of your energy here on earth, and it serves a purpose. Okay? In a healthy context. All right, let us look at your crystal choices. And we have the ammonite. I just have to find it. Now, these two beautiful ammonite pieces came from the Burnished Raven. Ammonite works with creativity, protection, cyclical nature of life, infinity, rebirth, spiritual enlightenment, emotional harmony, transformation, healing, good luck, self-discovery, wealth, communication with the spirit guides, stability, anchoring, and grounding. And it works with the Egyptian god Amun. And ram horns is another significant thing here. So once again, that Aries energy, okay? And then it works with the third eye and higher crown chakras. I am getting strongly here a message about past life realizations also along this journey. You will be learning about your past lives and tapping into your Akashic records, okay? All right, we also have the blueberry fluorite, and this beauty came from a thunder's trove. Blueberry fluorite helps with calming, intuition, balance, protection from negative energies. It helps to clear vision, aids in understanding the truth, enhances integrity and meditation. It works with the higher chakras, specifically the third eye. Okay, and it is beautiful. And then we have the Amazonite. And my son he let me borrow this beautiful raw flashy slab of Amazonite. I can't remember for sure where it came from. It's possible this one came from the mineral mushroom. But I can't remember. They can always correct me if I'm wrong there, but Amazonite helps with tranquility, clarity, and communication. It works with the throat and heart chakras, most commonly found in Brazil, Russia, and the United States. And we will be reading from The Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. Amazonite helps illuminate the truth. This semi-opaque stone promotes excellent communication, guiding you to speak clearly from the heart without being influenced by superfluous emotion or fear of confrontation. And that's a big one, isn't it? A lot of us are afraid of the confrontation that comes with being our true selves. And so Amazonite can help with that. It's also incredibly soothing. It will dispel anxiety and neutralize negative thoughts and energy. Amazonite brings good luck. It's a stone of manifestation, especially when you pair it with the power of the spoken word. It balances masculine and feminine energies as well as the various systems of the body, encouraging overall good health. It also protects you from electromagnetic pollution. Amazonite is named for its hue's resemblance to the waters of the Amazon River. The blue-green color is caused by small quantities of lead and water. For personal use, hold the stone while repeating a mantra you would like to manifest. At home, it can sit next to your computer to protect against the electromagnetic waves, and at work, it enhances communication and your ability to speak with confidence. Excellent one to have if you were going to be giving a presentation. for sure. Put that in your pocket, your purse, your briefcase. Um, line your boardroom with it, you know? Okay. Let us pull you an oracle card from the White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And this deck helps with emotional healing processes, spiritual healing processes. Excellent for shadow work. I mean, just extraordinary for shadow work. And today they have pulled for you 11, Sacred Scar. And with this self-love journey that you are on, I really do think that this is going to be one that is apropos for you. I've got to cover her chest because of the social media guidelines, but do you see that heart chakra open like that? Like it's an open wound, right? That pain we saw here with the Three of Swords in the very beginning, that is really coming through strong with this one. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival. If you're willing, it's your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. And we saw that in your reading so clearly. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. And that came through as well. Oh, it's so synchronous. I mean, so synchronous, guys. Really, it's a beautiful blessing when it is this synchronous. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. Let me repeat that again. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. And I am going to read for you. You know what? I don't usually do this, and this is going to make this longer, but I'm going to read this whole section, okay? Some experiences are hard to weather. Even when our intention is to trust, going through a challenging time is likely to give rise to suffering. Consider the mother eagle raising her precious eaglets in the sanctuary of a meticulously padded and fiercely defended nest. They know safety and comfort, until one day the mother who provided unceasing nurturance abruptly pushes them out of the nest and into the air. She knows this is how they will learn that they can fly. For the eaglet, there is not yet any such knowledge. Disoriented and disturbed, but eventually innate instinct overtakes confusion, and those brave little eaglets begin to flap their fledgling wings during the plummet from the nest. They have learned the purpose of the tough lesson and grown. The trauma of disruption became their initiation into power. You don't have to enjoy the process of growth, but you can always trust it has your best interests at heart. However, do not confuse negative, especially traumatic experiences as something Spirit has inflicted upon you. Spirit would love your growth to happen in the most joyful and peaceful ways possible. As your relationship to Spirit heals and strengthens, this can be the way you grow more often than not. However, Spirit also knows that sometimes we are to move through intense experiences before we can gain access to the light. Those experiences can teach us things only those who have truly suffered and brought their suffering to consciousness and healing can know. The lessons learned include compassion, wisdom, strength, and fearlessness, faith in Spirit and in humanity, and the recognition of the challenges of awakening whilst having trust in the ultimate power of the light. Such a soul becomes one truly badass and divine human being, a powerful healer and a light bearer in this world. The Oracle of Sacred Scar lets you know that your greatest struggles are the pathway to your potential. You are not being punished. Those circumstances have not been imposed upon you by Spirit, but Spirit will work with you to free you of negativities and bring you into the light, stimulating the sacred alchemical wisdom within your heart that knows how to distill goodness, grace, and healing from even the most terrible experiences. If you are deep in suffering now, know that Spirit is with you, loving you and bringing you this oracle. You shall heal. Do not give up. Proceed until you are exactly where you most want to be. You have the inner spirit to ensure even a negative experience will only cause positive growth in you and your life. And the healing process that goes with this card states, place your hand at your heart. Take a deep and calming breath in and out. Repeat 3 times. Okay? Read or say the following aloud if possible. I am a divine soul on a sacred journey. The wounds that are healing are where the light is most active within me. When pain gets my attention, it is the divine wisdom within asking me to notice and learn something helpful and compassionate. My scars are signs of wisdom gained. The light can and will assist me in transforming even the most difficult struggles into holy paths of grace. Healing shall manifest completely, generously, and lovingly, according to divine timing for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I am grateful, strong, and blessed. Rest, reflect. Are there issues you believe cannot heal? Can you hand them over to Spirit with the belief they can and will be healed? Repeat the above statement if you feel it would help you anchor confidence and trust in your heart and mind. Ground, replenish, and hydrate yourself. You have completed your healing process. And that's just an example of a full reading from one of these oracles. And I'm going to put this right up here so that you can pause the video, if you're able to read it, hopefully. And you can pause it and read it for yourself. Okay? One of the things that I am thinking about doing is putting together some subscriptions. And it's something I thought long and hard about. And in those subscriptions, one of the things that I'm thinking about offering is the full Oracle experience, where I provide for you the full information for the Oracle cards that are not just the read aloud phrases, but the full experience of the Oracle card. If that is something you're interested in me doing, please let me know in the comments, and I will move forward with that idea. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, let me know. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. I want you to remember that you are truly beautiful. Don't let yourself or anyone else tell you otherwise. You are loved infinitely, and you are strong enough to get through anything this life has in store. And what I see is that through your healing, there is a beautiful reward awaiting you on the other side. Love yourself. I do. Take care. Bye. If you chose pile number 2 with the Everyday Witch Tarot, the sphalerite crystal, the pink flower agate, and the pink amethyst, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Knight of Cups to ask what loving energy is in flow for us at this time, and if there are any emotional quests or missions that we need to be on for ourselves and our growth. Okay? And I am getting that right off the bat, you are in the thick of it, right? You are in the thick of changing how you think about things. Because the Knight of Swords is all about that. You are slaying your inner demons. You are getting any sort of depression, anxiety, um, emotional distress, PTSD, any of those sorts of things. You are doing the work. Um, and if you aren't currently, you absolutely will be in the very near future, because this energy is moving fast. Very fast. Okay? Hugin and Mugen and Odin's Ravens is coming through really strongly here. It might benefit you to look those up and learn a little bit more about them. But because that's really coming through here, okay? Also, a murder of crows is coming through. So some of you may have a personal attachment, or like crows are your spirit animal, or ravens are your spirit animal, something, because that's coming through very strongly. But you are on a healing journey, okay? You are healing your inner space and your mind, because there is something that you want to do. There's something you want to manifest. There's something you want to make happen, and you are in it. The determination, the ferocity of will that is being employed here is impressive. It is impressive. And while you may lose some feathers along the way, you are getting it done. All right? Because look at this. You are on a magnificent spiritual journey here. You are just absolutely. With this Three of Wands, you have chosen a path and you are walking down it. Okay? Passion and purpose and drive. Absolutely. You are learning about your gifts. You're learning about your personal power. You're learning how to use them and not allow them to use you in overwhelming ways. You are learning how to control it. You're learning how to use it in a way that fires up your personal passion and that can affect the world in some really strong and beautiful ways. And this wasn't an easy choice for you to make. There were a lot of paths where you could have turned a different direction. There were a lot of times when you had to choose between the light and the dark within yourself. But you chose. You chose to move forward with balance. You chose to balance the inner darkness and the inner light. You chose to balance the masculine and feminine energies, the yin and the yang. And you went forward with passion, courage, and determination. And while there were moments when you had to pause and you had to think and you had to meditate and contemplate on what your next move would be, you did not give up, you did not surrender, and you kept going. And when you needed help, you got it. This Three of Pentacles working together to achieve a goal. And while Pentacles are health, wealth, household, the tangible things, right? When you were on this journey, there were people in your sphere that you brought with you. People in your sphere that saw your change, saw what you were doing, and were like, I'm going to do that too. Let's do this together. Let's create this together, right? Specifically, money manifestation is coming through here very strongly. Okay? And you weren't afraid to cut your losses. When it came down to it, while there were times when you're just like, I just don't know about this. I'm not so sure whether this is the right action or not. In the end, you knew. You followed your intuition and you did what was necessary. You did what was needed, and you left behind anything and everything that did not serve your highest and best good. And if this is something you have not done yet, it is absolutely something that you are going to be doing. Okay? And with the Emperor, you have or will be stepping into your personal power in a way that is just interstellar, impressive, okay? I am getting that some of you may have a familiar, whether that is a dog, a cat, a bird, a lizard. But you have a familiar. If you do not have one, one will be revealed to you. Okay? Also, the horned god, Cernunnos, Hern, that sort of energy is coming through here too. Okay? So there may be something here for you in that. And the Emperor is an Aries power card. I'm also getting that you should look into your astrology charts They'll tell you a lot about what it is you need to know about yourself and where you're headed and where you've been, and why. There's one on TikTok that I recommend. Sherry, and sorry Sherry, I'm gonna get your last name wrong. Petzner. Sherry Petzner. I may get the last name wrong though, guys. So I follow her on TikTok. So if you get into I don't know if it allows you to look at who I follow, and she follows me back. So you can find it either following or follow. And I have shared some of her stuff before, so you could also find it in my shared. Okay, but she's one that I do recommend. She does a very good job. Sorry. Still recovering from that sickness I had. It's given my asthma a run for its money. But anyway, that came through. That may not apply to all of you, but it certainly is going to apply for some of you. Okay? And the crystal celestite is also coming through here. So if you were at all drawn to pile number 4 where the celestite is, you might consider listening to that as well. Okay? But with the Knight of Wands, definite energy flow in the department of your spirituality. Okay? I'm getting guardian energy here, spiritual warrior energy here, someone who has an inner dragon, a dragon clan, horde, I don't know, something, kindred. It's like a soul line or bloodline of ancestral magic that identifies with the dragon. Only take this if it applies to you. Leave it behind if it doesn't. But I am getting a fiery dragon energy here. Okay. Definite strong link for someone. Very strong link for someone here. I'm getting, for some of you, firecrackers. May be a sign for you that this is about you. I'm not sure. Take it or leave it as it relates. Okay. Roman candles is coming through for some strange reason. If this applies to you, let me know in the comments, because I'm just kind of feeling like I'm not sure where they're going with that, but okay. And okay, this is a super weird one, but for some strange reason, the twisty tops on peanut butter is coming through. What is that about? Do you give peanut butter to your pet, to your familiar or something? Yeah, and coffee filters. I don't usually get this sort of information in that sort of way, so I'm not sure what that's about. That may be a sign for someone. Leave it if it's got nothing to do with anything, okay? I'm also getting volcano energy here. Maybe some of you have visited a volcano in Italy or Iceland or something like that, or Mount St. Helens or something, Yellowstone. Or you did one of those volcanoes in school, where it bubbles up and explodes. There's something about that as well. Okay, we're gonna leave it behind. I am getting somebody who might have been a bit of a pyro as a kid. Energy coming through there with that. But with the Wheel of Fortune, we're talking about fate, destiny, Lady Fortune herself, and I'm getting specifically in the areas of love, household, and wealth and health. Okay, love, household, health, and wealth are things you are trying to manifest in your life with your spiritual gifts. And you do achieve the knowledge, you do achieve the wisdom, you do achieve the spell, is what I'm getting. The manifestation. You bring it into being. Okay? You create the very things that you desire. Sheer will, sheer force of will. I mean, look at this. Look at the mental endurance. Look at this, the determination. So the loving energy is coming through, that is flowing in your life, is you manifesting the things that you love, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. You are manifesting them. You are bringing them in. And you're owning it, man. I mean, you are owning it. This is extraordinary, guys. So proud of you. The energy that comes off of this is like you are your own personal clear quartz, right? Clear quartz amplifies energy and amplifies the crystals. It's a master healer and cleanser, right? And the energy coming off of you guys is if you were like the human form of clear quartz, which is the everything stone, all in one package, right? But for you, it's like that icy clarity of mind where you know what it is you want and you are going after it and you are making it happen. But you are doing it with love. You are doing it with love, as it should be done. Okay, let's look at your crystals that you chose. Sphalerite. Okay, let me see. Sphalerite. Grounding, courage, drive, energizing, earth energies, balance, mental and spiritual energies, intuition, creativity, opening of the third eye chakra, and it works to help align the lower 3 chakras. And those lower 3 chakras had an emphasis in pile number 1 that might be interesting as well. But I am feeling that for some of you, this is a standalone pile, and for others of you, you'll be linked to pile 4. So follow your intuition on that, okay? But look at that sparkle. Look at that. It's like you inside your mind, inside your personal power. You sparkle. You shine with such a rough endurance that is worthy of admiration. Okay, the flower agate, otherwise known as cherry blossom or sakura, helps with emotional balance. Whoopsies. Speaking of balance, and I dropped it. Personal growth, mental clarity, physical vitality, self-discovery. So personal growth and spiritual growth both, okay, in this. Protection, comfort, confidence, and meditation. It works with the root and heart chakras. All right. And both of these, the sphalerite and the pink flower agate, came from the Mineral Mushroom. And you can find her at TikTok or at themineralmushroom.store. And then with the pink amethyst, okay, there it is, which came from a Thunder's Trove. It helps with peace and tranquility, spirituality, purifying. It clears and soothes the mind for meditation, and there was a strong mind element with this reading. It raises consciousness. It is a stone of sobriety, of self-control, of healing emotional trauma, of self-compassion, and it works with the crown and third eye chakras. Okay? Isn't that beautiful, sparkly energy? I just love it. Oh my goodness, you guys, your pile. It is something else and a half. Okay, we're going to pull for you a Moonology card. Okay? Getting meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Okay, got a lot of air energy here in this reading, and I do get a message there urging you to also be in that water energy of emotion. Okay, don't leave the heart out of it. Don't leave emotion out of it. Meditate and contemplate. And someone here may be a Pisces in one of their signs. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Look at the transformation with the butterflies and the beautiful flowers. Have faith in your dreams, because, oh my goodness, are you guys, I mean, you are owning this energy. You are owning it. Your personal power is off the charts. Okay? Your hard work is paying off. That's always a beautiful thing to have said. I love that. New moon in Capricorn. Okay. Um, I do know that some of the Capricorns I've talked to in the recent past were discouraged because thinking, oh, what I've been seeing, what I've been feeling, that's just not going to happen. I'm just going to, live on my own or this, that, or the other. I know that's been the case for some of them. But then it was almost like overnight, all of a sudden, things started falling into place. New love, new house, new job, promotion. I mean, it was just stuff all falling, click, 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 click. Okay. So if this is your energy, I'm actually getting here that one of you, someone here listening, has both Capricorn and Pisces in their chart. Okay. May also have Pisces parents. That's coming through too. Okay. But strong, strong energies there. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Okay. Make sure that you're fully willing to admit when you are wrong. All right. Make sure you're fully willing to admit when you need help and to ask for it. Do not let your pride stop you from doing what is needed here, because this is beautiful, this is wonderful, and you are going to kick this. But sometimes you're going to need help along the way, okay? And do not let your pride stop this beautiful progress I'm seeing. Also, for some of you, I'm getting that you hesitate to believe in the things that you know to be true because it seems foolish. I'm getting some of you maybe of an academic mind, and it's like, well, if I don't have enough proof or evidence, then, it's just, it's tomfoolery. I can't really believe in that. But yet, there's something in you that just knows it to be so. Do not let that get in your way either, okay? So if you want to believe in dragons, believe in them. You want to believe in Bigfoot, believe in him. You want to believe in Nessie, believe in it. Use your own personal intellect, your own intuition, balanced with your heart, to decide what you believe in and what works for you in your life, okay? Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. All right, be willing to try new things. Be willing to meet new people. Reserve judgment. Don't judge people right off the bat, okay? I know a lot of people in their mental energies may not have time, be like, oh, a snap quick judgment. I don't have time for you. That's not what I'm looking for, okay? But there may be lessons there. There may be energies there for you to learn from, all right? And don't be afraid to show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius, okay? Show the world the real you. Not the mask you wear for society or for self-preservation because you think you won't be accepted. I do get a fear of rejection here coming through. All right? Show the world the real you. Say you're walking through a festival and somebody asks you for an interview. Like, for example, we're coming on the 250th anniversary of the United States, right? And say some librarian from the genealogy department is taking down people's that's funny, people's oral histories. Say yes. Do it, right? Say you're walking through that same festival and somebody with a cryptid podcast is like, hey, have you seen such and such? Like Bigfoot or Nessie or Will-o'-the-wisps or, whatever. Have you seen these things? And you're like, well, maybe. Or, yeah, I have, but I don't really want to admit to it, or something like that. Show the world the real you. Show what you believe. Show yourself and don't be afraid of it. All right? It's okay. It's all right. And if you are of an academic mind, bring that into it. Share the history, the folklore, the science, whatever it is that, draws you in. Okay? Say a tribal leader wishes to speak with you about your ancestry. And you may not be sure. You may only have family stories. You may not have enough proof for the average Joe to understand or believe in your family's history. But this chief, he's interested. He wants to know. Or she. Stop. Take the time. Talk to them. You may find that you gain information from that experience. You may find that you gain acceptance you didn't know you needed. You may find an elder who is willing to share ancient wisdom with you, and it doesn't matter to them what blood flows through your veins because they see your soul and they see your heart and they see your mind. All right? Whatever your experience is, have an intuitive yes day and see where it takes you. Okay? Work through those fears. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So someone here maybe is Scorpio. Okay? Work through your fears. You will be glad that you did, because a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Such a powerful, beautiful energy, my friends. Such power and beauty. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. Be bold and make that first move, Cardinal Moon. I'm so very excited for you guys. I mean, seriously. Okay. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. There, when you're going through this work, there is always a moment of test to see if you really mean it. When it comes to manifesting, there is a moment of test so that you know you mean it, that this is really what you want, okay? And in that case, release any and all negativity, okay? Because it's time. It's time to release that negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. That's Scorpio twice. I do believe there's a Scorpio that this is meant for. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. Okay, the answers you need are coming. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. You've got this. You have so got this. Oh my giddy aunt, you have so got this. Okay, I am so happy for y'all. You know what your energy reminds me of? And it's so funny because it's just, it reminds me of the clear quartz, right? But it also reminds me of the optical calcite. So that might be something for you to look into as well. It also reminds me of the optical calcite. Okay, such beautiful, beautiful clarity of mind energy coming through there. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know. If there's anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. I'm also getting another crystal they want me to share with you, is the charoite crystal. Okay, and charoite I got from the mineral mushroom. You know what? They're telling me to share it with you, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to find it in the book and we're going to read it for you. Even though this is going to make it a bit longer, I'm getting the message that it's necessary, so we're going to do that, okay? All right. Charoite helps with generosity, acceptance, and illumination. It can be purple, gray, and black. It works with the crown and third eye and heart chakras, most commonly found in Russia. Charoite marries spiritual energy with deep heart chakra love. This high vibration stone has some powerful effects. It will remind you to be present in the here and now while helping you accept the past and whatever the future may bring. It's a wonderful tool for enhancing empathy and inspiring the desire to be of service to others. Charoite can help you overcome fear and nurture the courage you need to get through a challenging or difficult time. It stimulates your body's energy flow and can inspire a great proliferation of positivity. It also opens a connection to the divine, creating space for spiritual guidance and insight. Healers believe it strengthens physical resilience as well. Named for the Chara River in Siberia, near where it was first discovered in 1978, charoite can sometimes exhibit chatoyancy, an optical illusion caused by a band of reflected light, also known as the cat's eye effect. And I don't know if it's showing up here, but it does do that. It's quite pretty. For personal use, keep near you as a reminder to live in the moment. At home, it can help make service to others a priority in a household, and at work, it increases motivation and reduces procrastination. We're going to put one on It's Time to Release Negativity and one on Work Through Your Fears, and we're going to channel that for you today. And I read this from Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. I see wonderful, powerful things for you. Wonderful, powerful things. All right? Remember, you are beautiful. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, including yourself. You are loved more than you will ever truly understand. And you are strong enough, clearly from this reading, to manifest anything that you desire. Okay? But I am getting that you may need a little assistance in connecting your crown and third eye chakras with the divine and receiving those messages a bit more strongly. So I encourage working with amethyst as well. But charoite is absolutely fantastic for that. Okay? But for those of you that are more drawn to the amethyst, the purple also is a recommendation. All right? Take care of yourselves. Let me know how this goes for you, because I'm interested in seeing what all you manifest. All right? Love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. If you chose pile number 3 with the Steampunk Tarot, the Garden Quartz, the Green Apophyllite, and the Crazy Lace Agate, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Knight of Cups to ask what loving energy is flowing at this time, and if there are any emotional missions or quests that need to be worked towards, right? And what kind of progress we may be making in that arena. And I'm seeing these as maybe possible clarifiers. Actually, you know what? It's that one. No, actually, it was all of them. Oh boy, this is going to be quite the reading. They've all been really long lately. Okay. So, first off, we are starting off with the King of Cups energy. Okay. And then that is followed up with that Six of Pentacles energy. So we are getting a familial and or romantic love energy that's flowing here in this particular case, okay? So I'm getting here that someone is wondering if they're married to the right person. I'm also getting that someone is waiting for the right person. And that's not necessarily mutually exclusive energy. It could be one and the same. So we get the are you with the right person energy coming through, and we get the waiting for the right person energy coming through. Okay, with the King of Cups, you desire someone who is emotionally balanced, emotionally compatible, emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, very loving, very compassionate, but also has a childlike wonder about them that brings an excitement and a joy and an adventure to the experience of life and love. Okay, and I'm getting that some of you may have children, and that you are trying to balance your financial needs, your psychological and mental needs, your health. I'm getting that you've sacrificed a lot for your children. You've put yourself on the back burner. But you're trying to do better about that now. You're trying to live by example for your children so that they know that being the best you shows them how to be the best themselves, right? And I know that came out a little awkward, but you get the general gist. Definite, strong teaching by example energies coming from that, okay? And you have been working hard. You have been working hard, honing your internal skills. I'm also getting professional skills as well, in whatever capacity that might be. Also spiritual gifts. You've been working hard to hone all aspects of your being, to master them, to perfect them, to have them bring about material gains, okay? And while doing that, you've been doing a lot of shadow work. You have been working on your own emotional balance in a way that has a really strong, empathetic, compassionate, courageous energy, and a lot of healing coming through. Getting the Star card coming through with this one as well, and the Wheel of Fortune, so fate. You are destined to be a spiritual, emotional badass by being the most loving individual that you can be, right? Beautiful, beautiful, strong energies there. You are an impressive individual. With the Six of Cups, you have come to a place in your life where you can now share your gifts, or you are about to come to this place where you can share your gifts, okay? And whether that's your physical abundance, whether that's your skills, whatever those might be, or your spiritual gifts, okay? You're getting to that place, or in that place now, where you can share them with others, and it transforms their lives in the doing. There was something that flashed through my mind, and it was there, and it was intense, and then it was gone. What was it? What was it? Give me a second here, guys. I'll come back to it. It was there, it was flash, it was intense, and then it was gone just as rapidly. I am getting that some of you would benefit from working with plants such as lavender, roses, peonies, wisteria, that sort of thing, baby's breath, or something like that. Plants and herbs and things like that would be good for you. I am getting that some of you may benefit getting out of the city smog and out into nature, okay? Some of you may be having some asthma trouble, or just the weary and grind of the cities day in and day out may cause some, and that won't be for everyone, but it may benefit you to get out and ground yourself. There is something here, though. There was something here about you sharing yourself with others in a significant way. You may have a social media channel, and if you don't yet, you may in the future. So while you are waiting for this love, you're working on yourself, okay? And you are doing a magnificent job of it. You're also becoming a student of your own internal spirituality, your own internal intuition, your own power and abilities and gifts, and you're, just really, you may master one level, and then you move on to another, right? And you're just not stopping. You're continuing on with that growth process, and it doesn't mean that you haven't had difficulties. It doesn't mean that you haven't had wounds. It doesn't mean that you haven't gone down the rabbit hole of depression and anxiety on this path. But you're not allowing yourself to stay there. You're pulling yourself up and out of it, okay, each time, and moving forward with determination. I'm also getting here that some of you may need to work on any internal anger or issues you may have from past relationships so they don't affect this new one. For example, if you were in a relationship, married to, or had a parent or a sibling or family member who was an alcoholic or some sort of addiction or something like that, okay? And it caused you to have some really negative feelings, maybe even some PTSD issues. They are asking you to work through those and work on those, okay? Because it may impact this future love if you don't. And maybe somebody who's recovered or recovering or hasn't quite made it that far yet. So you decide for yourself, but that is coming through here as a possibility, okay? But with the world, we're getting that fruition, completion, fulfillment, harmony, drawing upon the energy of all the elements in a balanced way, drawing upon your soul's legacy, your fate, and your destiny to manifest this energy, to manifest this love into your life. It's like you're drawing upon the power of the universe and all the dimensions, all the lives, all of everything to draw in this one love. True soulmate, passionate love. Okay? Now, that does not mean that it is going to be perfect. All right? Don't go into it with rose-colored glasses thinking everything's going to be hunky-dory all the time. This other person is only human, right? And they have faults and flaws the same as anyone else, okay? And that's something that, we don't want to over-romanticize that person. We don't want to settle for less than what it is that we are deserving or worthy of. We also don't want to overly romanticize to where they can't live up to the fantasy in our heads, right? We need to pull that curtain back and look at it head on, all right? I'm also getting here that if you're hoping that this new relationship solves all of your money issues, they're asking you to take into consideration what it is that you can do to solve your own money issues before this love ever arrives. You don't want money to be a thing that gets in the way of your relationship either. All right. There's something there about feeling beholden and an imbalance of power that's coming through for that. So do what you need to do to take care of yourself and those under your care, okay? Because you absolutely can. You absolutely will be triumphant. With the Six of Wands, this is triumph. This is celebration. This is exalted acknowledgement, okay? This is fame, fortune. This is a promotion, a good job, maybe literally a parade for some of you. Okay, I mean, we're getting like Olympian with the laurel wreath in ancient times. I mean, we're talking very excitable energies here. So maybe perhaps you're famous. I am getting some of you maybe in a parade in New Orleans, like Mardi Gras or something like that, or visiting there for that reason. I'm also getting some Germany energies coming through here, like some of you may be visiting Germany for Oktoberfest or something like that. Okay. Perhaps some of you may meet your person when you go to whatever this event is. Definitely seeing follow your intuition where that goes. Okay, follow your own personal power and intuition where that's concerned. But they're letting you know you will be victorious. Okay, there may be conflicts. There may be things that you're not seeing that, you may still need to address a little bit here and there as they're revealed to you. But they're telling you, you will climb that mountain. You will be victorious. You simply have to make the choice. Okay, you have to choose what path you want for your life and then manifest it. Manifest it through action and through energy. All right, we can't just sit back and expect everything to fall into place. We do have to do our part, and that is amplified here by the Ten of Wands. You do absolutely have to put the work in. Right? It doesn't just happen without that. And yes, there have been past pains. Yes, there have been past betrayals. Yes, there is some issues here, and I am strongly getting PTSD coming through for some of you. Also, neurological disorders, pain that hinders you from working as you would like to. Maybe multiple sclerosis or fibromyalgia or cancer. I'm getting some, maybe you may have that, diabetes. There's something else here. You may have been a caretaker for someone and they passed on, and you need to heal from that. Okay, that's also something. You don't want that to affect your new relationship either. Okay, because it is coming towards you. It is moving towards you. This is something that is within your destiny, within your karma. Right? It is shown in the cards. It is shown in the stones. It is shown in the runes. It is shown in the pendulum, in the water, in the air itself. Okay, this is tangible. You are making this happen. All right. And it brings about a complete change in your life. A complete change. I am getting some Valkyrie energy here, some guardian, warrior energy, past life, like you've shared multiple lives together, and each time you promised to find each other in the next, but this time it took longer. This time, one of the lessons that you had to learn was that you could stand on your own 2 feet. You could be independent. You could take care of yourself. You could do what was necessary. You could be the badass that the other side knows you are. I'm also getting some of you that birds of prey, maybe something about spirit animals there, hawks, eagles, falcons, that sort of thing. Ospreys is coming through. I'm not sure why on that one, but some of you might like Victorian era dress, Regency era dress. Gibson Girls is coming through. Take it or leave it as it goes. And you're discovering your material ability to manifest what it is that you desire, to manifest your own new beginning. And it's on the other side of this portal, okay, that you have manifested for yourself. And you have acknowledged and accepted and mastered your own personal power, all right? And I am getting baby energy here, so some of you might wind up becoming pregnant in the near future, if not already. Time, just patience and time will show and reveal in that way. And it is once you have done this and you've realized you can do all this on your own, that's when the soulmate steps in. That's when the person that you have been manifesting for all this time steps in and takes their seat. And then together, you manage your material with your wealth, your health, your household together in a balanced, safe way. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful energies. Okay. With the garden quartz, which is where we're going to start, because I am really feeling that for you guys. I just got to actually find where I put it in here. I have a lot of notes. A lot of notes. Okay. Oh, it's not that. I had actually tried to color coordinate my little bookmarks this time. Well, Crazy Lace Agate is what's showing up, so that's what we're going to go with instead first. All right. This helps with mental clarity, digestion, anxiety, inner enlightenment, spirituality, vivacity, realignment, working with the third eye and crown chakras, as well as it's uplifting, joyful, aids in inner peace, emotional stability, boosts self-esteem, helps with positive outlook, and releasing negative emotions. It's also known as the laughter stone or Mexican agate. Okay? That's a worry stone too, so you really grab a hold of it and just work with it. That came from a Thunder's Trove. The garden quartz, here it is. The bookmark must have fallen out. The garden quartz came from a mineral mushroom. She had others with a lot more garden in them, but this one just called to me. It's full of rainbows and sparkles, and I just loved it. This helps with healing, protection, meditation, spiritual growth, manifestation, dreaming, grounding, tranquility, forgiveness, peace, transformation, strength, communication, and it works with the root, heart, and crown chakras. Okay? And then because it is a quartz base, it has all those beautiful qualities of clear quartz, such as cleansing and amplifying the energies of other crystals and and other energies. Okay? And I think that garden quartz is going to be a really important one for this pile. And then we have green apophyllite. And while the green attaches it to the heart chakra and love energy, which is what we were talking about today with the energy flowing, I'm going to read for you the general one for apophyllite. Okay? Apophyllite helps with illumination, alignment, and self-awareness. Now, while apophyllite as a general rule in the white form, such as this, which also is known as a mirror stone, and I'll set it here so you can see that too as well, works with the crown chakra, the green apophyllite also works with the heart chakra. Okay? And it is most commonly found in Germany, India, and the United States. Apophyllite will help you truly see yourself. The peaceful and illuminating energy of the stone enhances mental clarity while also keeping your spirit grounded. It will grant you a deep self-awareness, helping you to understand the reasons driving your behavior and bringing them into balance for emotional and spiritual harmony. It relieves stress and reminds you that you're part of a much larger picture and greater collective energy. It aligns the mind and spirit so you can make choices attuned to a higher vibration. This crystal's calming energy inspires deep relaxation and optimism. It's believed to support the respiratory system and help allergies. Apophyllite actually refers to 3 separate but similar minerals. Its name is derived from the Greek word apophyliso, which means to leaf off, referring to the mineral's flakiness. And for personal use, meditate with apophyllite to gain insight into negative patterns and how to change them. At home, it can create a peaceful environment with spiritual energy, and at work, it can promote organization and efficiency. And it's so beautiful. My son let me borrow that from his personal private collection. And it came from a shop where we used to live, and I don't remember the name of it. I apologize. Okay, we are going to pull a white light oracle for you guys today. And I'm so excited for you guys. This love energy that you are manifesting and this greater understanding of self that you are working towards is extraordinary. And today we have Sacred Heart number 11. Now, Sacred Heart number 11 also came out in pile number 1, I do believe. Okay? So, if you were at all drawn to pile number 1, I recommend that you check it out. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do. You are strong, and you shall flourish on all levels. And I am getting very strongly pile number 1 is attached to this pile. Okay, guys? And in that, I read the entirety of the healing process from the book by Alana Fairchild, if you're interested. I hope that you found this message to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always. And what it is that you desire is coming. It is absolutely coming. All right? Love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. If you picked pile number 4 with the Rider Tarot, the yellow calcite, the celestite, and the Shiva tear shells, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Knight of Cups to ask what loving energy is flowing in our lives at this time. And we are leaving it open to, romantic, self-love, familial, friendship. It didn't matter. Loving energy. And it also meant any sort of emotional mission or purpose or quest, that you might need to be on. All right. And we've got some really interesting energies here today, and we may need to pull some clarifiers, so we will see. Okay. So right off the bat, we are starting off with the Emperor, personal power. Okay. But what I am getting here is that you at one point did feel as though you were on top of the world. You at one point did feel like you were at your prime and optimal power. I'm getting someone here who may have some years on them and may have endured the rigors of time a little bit. And that won't be for everyone, but it will be for some. The Emperor is an Aries power card. So this may be someone who is an Aries. Take it or leave it as it resonates. But I am getting that at some point you were that I'm on top of the world energy is really coming through here at one point. Okay? But that you suffered a loss, whether that, and it does appear to be an emotional loss, okay, that affected you emotionally. But that means, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was only emotional. It could have been financial. It could have been the loss of a job. It could be the loss of pay in some form or another. It could have been the loss of a loved one, loss of land, home, any number of things, anything, loss of self, midlife crisis, okay? And that knocked you from your throne, from your pedestal, okay, of feeling strong and empowered on a personal level. And it's been a hard road for you to let go of this loss and remember what you still have, okay? And I am getting for some of you that it was a home, a place that you lost as well. Here, that is coming through strong. But they did want to let you know that regardless of what it was, you are protected and cared for, okay? With the wheel, and I'm also getting in mourning. Someone is in mourning. So there is someone who has lost a loved one, a spouse or a child or a parent or something like that. Maybe the authority figure in your life is no longer there. Okay? But with the Wheel of Fortune, it reminds you that the wheel of time is always turning. Life, the energies are always flowing and ever-changing. And they're wanting me to remind you that energy never dies. The body might, but the energy doesn't. And we are all made of energy. And that energy goes on. Energy changes, but it never, ever dies. And in that way, we are immortal. We are infinite. Okay? So hold on to that. Because you are meant to come through this and heal and shine. You are meant to once again be on top of the world. And I am getting Taurus and Leo energy coming through here. I'm also getting rising from the ashes like a phoenix. And remembering to think with a clarity of mind and purpose. Okay? Do not let this emotional pain cloud your sense of self. Because you are meant to be back on top of the world. But they're asking you to take this time to heal. To heal from the pain that you have endured. And for some of you, it may have been 3 things, because 3 cups are here on the ground spilt, and 3 swords are in this heart. So there may have been 3 things that happened to you. You may have lost your love. You may have lost your home. You may have lost your job. It may have all happened in one fell swoop. And if that's the case, I am truly sorry that that happened for you. it was to clear your karmic field, to bring in what is truly meant for you, okay? To put you back on the throne, the right throne, a balanced throne that is meant for you and you alone, okay? And while right now you are juggling finances, you are juggling emotions, you're juggling everything, right? And it's hard to stay upright. It's hard not to feel like you're going to drown in the waves that are tossing you to and fro. But they are letting you know that your ship is coming in, okay? There is an end to this difficulty. You're going to have, you're going to have some bumps, some bruises along the way, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, even physically in some cases, depending on your situation. For some of you, this might have been a health thing, like I said. But you will come through it stronger for the experience, because during this time you will have been honing and mastering your skills on a spiritual, emotional, and psychological and physical level. Honing your skills to be more enduring, right? To be more authentic in the expression of yourself and your gifts, right? I'm definitely getting strong gifts coming through here. I'm getting that you are capable of manifesting yourself as much money as you desire. I'm really getting that here. I mean, like, strongly. Okay? With the removal of doubt and true faith, I am getting that you are capable of manifesting as much as you desire. And that energy is definitely moving and flowing towards you. So if the financial end is what you're concerned about, that is coming through. And not only will you have enough for yourself, you will have enough to share with others. And I'm not getting like little bits of money. I'm getting like lots. I don't want to exaggerate, but the numbers millions and billions are going through my head now. Millions and billions of pennies or dollars, I couldn't begin to tell you. But we're talking like a lot, okay? We're talking a lot of money is what they're trying to say. They're also showing me that story in the Bible, for those of you that adhere to that philosophy, about how all these things were taken from Job, and yet he remained faithful, and then he was rewarded many times over, not only given everything he had lost back, but more than that. So it's that sort of test of will, test of strength and faith, and coming through the other side of it bigger, better, stronger than before. But this requires you to take action. You can't just sit back on your laurels and, oh, woe is me. That's not going to produce anything but more negative energy coming towards you. You need to shift the paradigm. You need to shift the story, shift the energy, so that you are manifesting that new beginning the way that it is meant to be manifested, bringing in the gift from the universe that is meant to be yours, okay? And once you shift that energy and step through that portal, I am seeing many blessings in the realm of health, wealth, and household here. And while this change may have left you feeling destitute, it may have left you feeling alone, it may have left you feeling like you're in the winter of your life and there is no one and nothing that can help you. I'm getting that someone listening to this may have lost someone during 9/11, and I don't usually get that with this, so take that or leave it as it resonates. But I am getting with the Twin Towers, and the message that they would want you to continue on. Okay, they would want you to continue on. There's also a message from the other side to open your eyes, that reminder to the blessings that you have, the help that is right there behind you. You just need to open your eyes and see it, okay? And that crown that was toppled from your head will be restored to you tenfold. With this Ten of Cups, I am getting restored to you tenfold. Joy, happiness, family, love, home, land, all of it. Tenfold. Also, 10 times 10 times 10. I mean, just, we're talking abundance. We are talking about abundance. Emotional, physical, mental, health. Okay? But you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice to look at what you still have and make the choices that lead you into that bright and brilliant future. Okay? You have to be willing to embrace the new beginning with an innocence and openness of mind and a lightness of heart where you allow the sunshine in. Okay? This is you starting over at ground zero, yes. But one, you're not alone. Okay? The spirits, the ancestors, and the divine are with you. I'm also getting that you will have a companion along this journey. All right? And you don't need much to go on this journey. You need yourself and a willingness and an openness to put the work in and do what it takes. Okay? And then on the other side, you will reap the benefits of your labors. I am seeing weddings. I am seeing graduations. I am seeing baby showers. I am seeing vow renewals. I am seeing festivals, medieval fairs, Renaissance fairs, Scottish Highland Games, farmers markets, county fairs, state fairs, events. I'm getting midsummer. I'm getting Beltane. Holidays. Okay? Joy and celebration of every kind imaginable, and not alone, with companions, with partners. Because do you see this bridge? It's in both of these. All right? And the bridge on this side is the cups that you still have. It's the blessings you still have. And they're asking you to look. To look. They're providing you a bridge over these troubled waters. They're providing you a bridge to your home, to your life, to your love, to your fruition, to your prosperity. And here it is. They're asking you to cross that bridge. Cross that emotional bridge, leaving those troubled waters behind and focusing on what you do still have and turning that into this glorious, beautiful future. Okay? I'm getting, have you ever watched A Discovery of Witches? By Deborah Harkness is the book series, and it was turned into a TV series that has Matthew Good and, well, doggone it, I could have told you just a moment ago what the actress's name was. It is a beautiful story. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. And they have this castle called Sept-Tours, right? The Seven Towers. And even though this is the Four of Wands, I'm getting that sort of energy, that familial legacy, that sturdiness, that stability. It was a vampire castle, so it had been in the family for hundreds, if not thousands, of years in this storyline. And they had a true love that withstood the test of time, differences in community, in family, overcame prejudices and challenges and traveled through time itself, okay? And he had suffered great losses. She had suffered great losses. But they focused on what they still had. And as they did that, they found one another. And they had children, marriage, a beautiful life together. They created miracles from their love. Okay? And that is the kind of energy we're dealing with here. That is absolutely the kind of energy we are dealing with. All right. On that note, let's take a look at your crystals, and we're going to read from the Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth, and I'm going to start with the yellow calcite. Yellow calcite works with confidence, optimism, and clearing of energies. It works with the solar plexus and sacral chakras and is most commonly found in Brazil and Peru. Yellow calcite has the dual ability to calm and energize. It can sweep negative energy out of a space and clear the mind of adverse chatter. Its gentle, sunny vibrations instill a sense of hope and optimism, transmuting anxious or sarcastic feelings. Yellow calcite gently clears old energy, awakening the mind and spirit to fresh ideas and ways of being. This warm stone is also greatly beneficial when it comes to intellect. It helps increase efficiency, enhancing learning by boosting memory retention and the processing of information. Yellow calcite is wonderfully supportive for meditation, offering a strong calmness and openness to guidance from the divine. Healers believe this crystal can soothe the digestive system. Calcite is a clear calcium carbonate, but comes in many different colors because of inclusions of impurities. Yellow calcite can range from translucent to opaque, from a light yellow tint to a more vibrant lemon color. For personal use, keep yellow calcite in your pocket to boost or maintain a sunny outlook. At home, it can clear negative energies from a room. And at work, it can help balance priorities and maintain calm against deadlines. So I think that's a really good, strong one for you guys. And it also helps with creativity, too, as well, for those of you that are working on that as an outlet. Celestite focuses on spirituality, intuition, and calm. It works with the higher crown, throat, and solar plexus chakras, and is most commonly found in Madagascar. Celestite offers cosmic comfort with vibrations that help open you to an expanded way of thinking. Like azurite, it is also known as a stone of heaven, as many believe it aids communication with the divine. Celestite promotes a feeling of peace and well-being about your place within the grand scheme of the universe. Celestite can clear confusion, helping you to trust what is true and to work on your higher self. Open your mind and your heart with this heady mineral. It can also enhance your dreams, fostering a pathway to the subconscious and the realms beyond the physical plane. It's believed to alleviate throat, mouth, and speech conditions and can help in detoxification. The mineral takes its name from the Latin celestis, which means celestial. Pure celestite, strontium sulfate, is colorless, but traces of various impurities are thought to create its beloved blue hue. For personal use, hold in your lap during meditation for heightened connection to the divine. At home, put on your nightstand to promote dream recall and positive morning energy. And at work, it can alleviate work-related stress and anxiety. And Great Meditations over on YouTube has some excellent morning meditations. And for those of you that are attempting to change your focus from the negative to the positive, a morning meditation can be integral to that transformation. Okay? Just be faithful with it. I also want to point out that the two crystals here that you chose, while naturally occur clear, each one has what's considered an impurity that causes its beautiful coloring, right? And our losses, our sorrows, the lessons learned, the mistakes learned from, they give us our beautiful color, right? And they're not to be ashamed of. They're meant to be learned from. They're not to rule our lives. They are meant to teach us not to make those mistakes again, or to teach us how strong we are, right? Or to teach us how much love we are capable of giving, all right? So don't shy away from your perceived impurities, your pains and your losses and your stresses. Face them head on. Address them as what they are, learning tools along life's path, and then release them and let them go. Okay? The Shiva eye shell helps with good luck for travelers and fishermen. It's called Mermaid's Money and Pacific Cat's Eye. It helps with protection, renewal, spiritual growth, soothing, comforting, serenity, intuition, and wards off the evil eye. It works with the third eye chakra. Now, I got these Shiva eye shells from New Moon, which is no longer in business, but this celestite I got from the Mineral Mushroom. And she's on TikTok and has her own website, but not all of her stuff is on her website. So do please reach out to her and have her show you her personal stock, because it is worth it. And then the yellow calcite I got from Brown County Rock Shop in Nashville, Indiana. Also, I know that Merlin's Trove, Merlin's Treasure Trove, something like that, in Terre Haute also has yellow calcite, but it's a fairly common mineral. You can find it in many places. Okay, let's find you White Light Oracle, I think, today. Yes. White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And Sacred Scar number 11 came out. And it was also in pile 1 and in pile 3. If you are drawn to either of those or both, I highly recommend it. And in pile number 1, I do read the full healing process for number 11, Sacred Scar. So that alone might be of benefit to you to check out. Okay. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The Sacred Scar speaks of that which once caused pain, being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process, and in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do, you are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. And I will say that one more time. You are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. And then we have number 12, Perfume of Sophia. You will be able to sense the best timing and approach to take. To create space for healing and resolution, connect to your body and ground yourself in the here and now with body-friendly practices. You will find your way intuitively and instinctively, even through confusing circumstances, where 1 minute you are sure the answer is no, and the next moment you are sure it is yes. Give up trying to figure the answer out right now and remain open, with positive but relaxed expectation. That clarity shall emerge spontaneously according to divine timing. Then we have 21, Seraph of 963 Hertz. It might benefit you to listen to music at 963 Hertz. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. Isn't that beautiful? And then lastly, number 44, Ishtar's Lion Gate 888. And I will read for you about the card from this book, and then I will read to you about the angel number of 888. Your heart has a heightened connection with the higher realms of consciousness and light. A blessing, empowerment, and positive omen shall enter your world. Doors will open for you. Abundance and prosperity are headed your way. Take care of your heart. Ask for spiritual assistance, and it shall be granted. Something negative is going to transform into something very positive. I am getting here that aligning your higher crown, your third eye, sorry, your higher crown, your third eye, your throat, and heart chakras are very important. Okay, I am very strongly getting that message. Also, when I did the Ten of Cups reading, I did pile number 5 was a rune reading with the Norse rune of Wonjo, which is joy. And in that reading, Ishtar's Lion Gate 888 came out. I am getting the message that that reading is also for you of this pile. Okay, so if you feel drawn, please do go and check that out. Okay. All right. No, I am getting that you need to check out that rune reading, but it wasn't 888 that was in that one. Okay, the message is getting jumbled in my head. The rune reading is meant for you, for that Wonjo reading. The one where the 888 came out in was the Page of Cups, pile 4, with the Rider Tarot. Okay, that is the one where if you feel called, you can go and check that out as well. But the rune one I am getting is absolutely for you. Okay? All right. Angel number 888. If you're seeing angel number 888 around, consider yourself lucky. This number has unabashedly blissful energy, thumbs up all around. Like 8 and 88, 888 symbolizes abundance. More circles, more roundness, more fullness, more. 888 just looks good. It's a fun number to draw, a fun number to say. But, and there's almost always a but in numerology, 888 also has a connection to karma. What goes around comes around. So you've heard a million times before this. Number reminds us to pay attention to what we're putting into the world because our actions have consequences. If you're doing right by yourself and others, including taking care of our planet, then no worries, it's all good. These positive behaviors will boomerang back to you eventually. However, if you're not doing right, for example, focusing only on the negative as far as this reading goes, then maybe it's time to start. Some people are naturally kind and selfless, others require the push karma and 888 offer. If you want to be kind solely so that kindness will come back to you, so be it. Kindness is kindness. Fortunately for us, we have many opportunities to be kind, and the universe isn't super concerned about your motivation. We can hold the door for people, we can make eye contact and smile at the barista handing us a coffee, we can leave a tip. We can compliment a stranger's shoes, we can leave a nice comment on a friend's post. We can clean up around the house without being asked. We can take care of our community by picking up trash on the street or volunteering in some other way. So, not being bogged down in depression and anxiety, but being proactive about being kind and good to others, putting forth energy in a positive light, and it will transform your inner space as you transform your outer space, okay? Let being kind become a habit. You'll feel good because acts of kindness help stimulate pleasure centers in the brain, boosting levels of dopamine and serotonin. You'll set a good example for others and put positivity into the world. There it will swirl around like the number 8, circling back and over and back, and then it will come and wash over you. According to this book, The Power of Numbers by Jessica Allen, 8 in Chinese numerology is actually a very, very positive, lucky number in a lot of Asian cultures. And in Cantonese and Mandarin, the word for 8 sounds like to prosper when you transcribe it into Latin alphabet. So, luck and prosperity are definitely associated with the number 8. I hope that you found this message to be helpful. I know you're going through a difficult time of it. but I also know that you are capable of getting through to the other side and finding this beautiful outcome, okay? I am getting another one for some of you that are doubting that finding love again energy. Number 1, magnetism of Eros. Very passionate energy there. Trust is what your heart yearns for without concern about how it will manifest. Take steps toward that which moves your heart. Reach out for what your soul wants and needs. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, for only then can you be truly held. That which appears out of reach or unavailable to you is closer than you realize. Okay, it's right there, guys. It is right there. Just reach out and grab it. Okay? If you take nothing else away from today, I want you to remember 3 things. 1, you are beautiful. Do not let yourself or anyone else ever tell you otherwise. You are loved more than you will ever fathom, okay, on this side and the other side of the veil. And you are absolutely strong enough to do what is needed and necessary to get through this difficult time. You are enough. Okay? I love you. Take care of yourself. Bye.